Are heading into day 3 with construction crews continuing the tall task of dismantling a teetering crane towering next to a Midtown building. This is at West Peachtree and 13th Street. Contractors with the construction company Brasfield and Gorey are handling this project, and the company says they're working to put 2 additional cranes in place to help remove the original unstable one. Atlanta fire officials said a mechanical failure caused the crane to falter. Hundreds of people in nearby homes and businesses were evacuated, of course, as a safety precaution. The company released a statement on their efforts, saying equipment was brought in from other states to assist in this process. There will be increased activity at the job site as the team continues to erect and position the assist cranes, which they say takes significant time to assemble. Contractors say that process could take days, and that stretch of road remains closed until further notice.